Soda, a 19-year-old university student, on a fateful day was working seriously, selling hot dogs in a supermarket. He advertised the new Sanjin pork sausages, which is a perfect choice for kids and for convenience. Soda showcased his skills as a great talker and advertiser, amassing a crowd on easily selling his products. That night his manager compliments him for being a great employee. Soda explains that giving customers helpful suggestions is crucial, like recommending it for their children. Having this kind of skill is what he considered special, as back then he was mostly clumsy and lacking any real skills, which his manager taught him everything he knows. With various part-time jobs he accumulated a lot of experience and was able to adapt no matter where he worked. As the other employees bid farewell, Soda became startled, surprised by the other female co-workers he has. He silently bowed his head bidding farewell, which his manager pointed out his lack of experience with women, especially dealing with them. Soda explained that he gets nervous around them, but customers on the other hand is fine. Suddenly his manager proposed a request only for him. Soda questions this as it came out of the blue all of a sudden. The manager suddenly questioned him if he has any interest in summoning to another world. Soda is confused but understood the concept. Suddenly the manager whips out a time wand, asking him to be sent to another world to save it. Questioning the sudden situation as a magic circle suddenly appeared on his feet, he questions her on what does she mean being in another world. The manager officially introduces herself as Nostra, the Sage of Prophecy, bidding farewell as she wants him to use her abilities over there. In a sudden flash of light, Soda suddenly spawned in a wrecked place surrounded by defeated men. Questioning his situation, he suddenly got called out by someone. Upon glancing over, he was questioned if he was the hero. Soda, still not believing his circumstances, questions if he really got summoned. Soda, not paying attention as the demon knight suddenly swung his battle axe, almost seemingly hitting Soda as he shouts on not being the hero. Petrified by almost getting hit, the demon knight demands an explanation for his unfamiliar clothes and being in the middle of a magic circle. Soda panics and shivers in fear as he is really gonna die at this rate if he doesn't do something, as he wonders why his manager put him in a place like this. He understood the situation and calms down to talk and explain the situation. He suddenly talks about his clothes being the latest fashion, diverting the demon knight's hostility towards him. Soda showed confidence as customer service mode was put into action. The demon knight, on the other hand, wonders if a hero would converse with a demon, as he also looks frail and in poor body shape. There is no way he could fight or do harm. Coming to the conclusion that the hero already escaped, somehow managing to cover it up, he silently asks if he could go and slip away, but they suddenly stopped him. The demon knight wanted to ask a question as she took her armor. He is bewildered, finding out it was a female demon. She introduced herself as the Demon King's army commander. Upon mentioning the word girl, he suddenly almost faced heaven as her sword swung at him closely. The commander general ordered her men to take him to the Demon King castle as prisoner, which he silently complied. Soda panics in prison as he shouts his anger and frustration on being summoned in an unfortunate time and place. Wondering why he didn't spawn in a king's castle, going to the usual route with companions to fight the demon lord, a guard overheard this and told him to be quiet. Soda apologizes as he overlooks his damaged equipment, as his first priority is somehow to survive right now. Soda left with only a broken tablet and wallet. He became worried for his survival. Enraged, he questions why they didn't give him any special skills or weapons, much less abilities. A notebook suddenly pops out of his bag, questioning what it was doing inside his bag. Upon picking it up, the box of abyssal is written on it, with a glimmer of hope, as this might be a special item given to him, as summoning stories can't be complete without special power. Upon checking the contents of the book, he is surprised as it was a notebook he has when he was small in elementary school. Influenced by popular RPG games, he drew lots of it and showed it to his friends, showcasing his dark history and embarrassment for him. The notebook gave a hint of calling out for the item name and letting it appear. Not believing this, he couldn't help himself and called out for it, chanting the spell. To his surprise, the bottle of water came out with infinite water. As he was minding his business, the female general commander called out to him. The female general demanded he came out. Upon sitting down, he became nervous, seeing as how all the items in the room looked dangerous. Faced with the female general, he shockingly described her as being cute, never thinking that inside that armor could this be cute, being a girl and horns and a tail. thinking about it got him even more nervous. The female commander questions his gaze. She questions him even more about his name, which is Soda. The female commander wonders his purpose for being here. He wanted to use the excuse of passing by, but suddenly threatened by her axe, as she hates lies. Wondering why is he in a church special area for summoning hero to the human nation, as they received intel that a hero were being summoned, and at times like this it's not a place where unrelated people can just walk in, wondering what he is hiding. Soda trembles in fear, as if he is not careful his head will fly off. Seeing remaining silence is not the option, he questions why are they looking for the hero. The female commander explained that the hero is a dangerous individual and may do a lot of harm, as they are their natural enemies and will attack them carelessly. As a demon commander, she simply cannot ignore this, as she's here to protect the demon world and will defeat the summoned hero no matter what happens. As she explained the situation, she demanded he reveals his true identity. He introduces himself as a general store collecting strange items and materials for any type of problems, showcasing his summoning item skill. He used the excuse that he was delivering a super rare item used to summon the hero, but it broke into pieces after the hero was summoned. Understanding his excuse and situation, she questions a spell book that he summoned. Being a young teenage boy, he couldn't help get excited as she's suddenly close, getting nervous as the opposite sex gets close to him. Trying to calm himself down, he explained the content of his spell book. The female general commander suddenly snatched the book, showing her short temper as she can't understand the language written, as she seemingly convinced herself that he is trying to fool her. She casted a spell making his body on not being able to lie. As she swung her spell using her axe, Soda became petrified by her actions. From now on, he won't be able to lie to her anymore. If he told the opposite of the truth, his head will be separate from his body. As she stood gazing down towards him, she questions again who he is. But Soda, being the clever person he is, immediately stopped her as he questions her problem about her own smell, which for a moment of silence Soda wondered what happened. The female commander suddenly blushed as she became embarrassed, wanting to figure out how he got that information. He explained that he knows the truth from his spell book, and as such he presented a summoned item as a solution for a problem, calling it 99. She got frustrated over the name, calling it out as ridiculous. In reality, this was made by him in elementary, as he had horrible smell. He immediately pointed out her concerns as she asked. Not fully understanding his words, she somehow got a good feeling on what he's saying, as it would be really good if she tries it out. Soda wanted to gain her trust. He offered to give it for free. She stares at it thinking, why would he give it for free? And what's the point of being kind to a demon? Soda wants her to understand that as a businessman he is satisfied if she is happy with the items he offered, which is enough for him. Without putting race or kind in the table, there is no difference between consumers. Soda is still worried about the spell casted on him, but decided to power through. The female commander wanting to trust him, she wanted to try out the product, but she insists that he is the one to put it on for her, as she still can't give you her weapon and let go of it, as she doesn't trust him. As she sat down insisting he's the one to put it on for her, Soda suddenly became nervous, as this is the first time someone asked him to do that, let alone the opposite sex. Soda tried calming himself down and asks where to start, to which is surprised she suddenly lifts her armpit up, being nervous as she blushed with worry. Soda is bewildered by the sight in front of him. Although she warns him of doing something naughty, she won't forgive him. Soda describes this dangerous as touching such place of the opposite sex, which he doesn't have that experience even in part-time work he have done before, but as his hands were shaking he decided to power on through and put it on for her. Before starting, Soda wanted to make sure it's fine for him to do as he pleases. The general, wanting it to get over, asks him to do what he must. As he applied the ointment, she started to feel weird and do some naughty faces. Soda is still shaking, questioning his sense of morality, although he must do this in order to survive. As he applied on the other side, he closed his eyes, not wanting to witness it closely. Unbeknownst to him, his hand suddenly slipped, going inside of her clothes. Soda wondered what is the pointy small soft rocket he's holding. As he sloshes around and feel it, he opened his eyes, and lo and behold, he copped the female general, as SC is defenseless. The demon general didn't pay no mind, seemingly showed that she enjoyed it. Unbeknownst to him, his ointment has a special effect, making the person it's applied to become sensitive. Although a bit naughty, he thanked his elementary school self, managing to survive. Soda, on the other hand, is still kept locked up as he is accused of possessing powerful items that is unknown to them and may be potentially dangerous. As such, he is bound to stay locked up until further notice. Soda is worried but assured that they dislike pointless killings and appreciate Soda for helping her on the concerns she faced, leaving Soda confused about her gesture. As he was left alone, Soda felt relieved and breathes in hope that he won't be killed. The female commander flashbacks to the humans she faced before labeling her indiscriminately as a monster and a cursed being, although with Soda she faced happiness and felt warm due to his kidness. Even though Soda is a human, he wonders what is up with him as he doesn't treat her badly compared to the other humans. Sita, on the other hand, is checking the contents of the book as his likability went up. This likability feature is a skill which, if he could raise someone's likability level to the max towards him, he will be able to make them his ally. Not knowing much and therefore didn't know what to do, his only goal right now is to make use of his powers and make allies as a way to return to his world.
The story continues as we flash back to when Soda was a kid at elementary. He always enjoyed drawing imaginary items. This prompted him to be approached by a fellow classmate, a girl, praising him for his silly drawing items. This also made her become his first love. And one day he accidentally found a profile book which was popular among girls. The girl rejected, hearing the suggestion she liked Soda, as in no way she could ever fall in love with a stupid boy who draws such childish things, which was very shocking to hear for Soda, as the true meaning of her words of praise before was seeing him as a weird kid who draws silly items, making Soda's heart broken as to why he made the see-through scope, and that book would let him see a person's true feelings and level of affection towards him. This is also the incident which became uncomfortable talking casually with the opposite sex, showing trauma, and after he became a junior high school student, the notebook full of drawings became a dark memory on his life, and the book was sealed away in a box and hid deep in his closet, bidding farewell to the cringe memories. We go back to Soda as he still can't believe that the Book of Abyss has also been transferred with him to another world. Soda still doesn't understand why he has this notebook to his power, even though it's embarrassing for him to use but doesn't have any choice. He ponders what is the manager wants him to do in this world, as she ultimately mentions saving the world. Although Soda wants to find a way to return to the world Earth where he came from, however he got captured and taken to the demon castle right after being summoned, which he doesn't know about, as his current goal right now was to find two powerful allies and get information about this world. First and foremost, he needs to increase Fafner's likability, which behind him she questions what he needs to do with her, scaring Soda and being blamed for not noticing her. The Dragon Squad captain is named Fafner, and she's the one who brought Soda to the Demon Castle, which Soda yesterday obtained her profile detailing that she has 20% profitability towards him. Soda thought of her as someone who had a serious and responsible personality. She's also sensible and tries to listen to him even though they are sworn enemies. Add to the fact he finds her cute, and if he hadn't been summoned to this world, she wouldn't even have any connection with him to begin with. This immediately reminded him of the activities they both indulge in, making him blush and embarrassed. Soda brushes this off as he sees her as a customer, although Fafner's likability suddenly went down as she stares at him with dangerous intent, thinking maliciously of his actions, planning to do something to her. Soda became in danger as the spell casted on him suddenly activated, urgently thinking of an excuse as this spell casted on him doesn't allow him to tell any lies, which if he did will result in death. Soda understands the situation. He mumbled a lame excuse with Fafner demanding an immediate answer, not finding the mark on his neck, not activating, which is probably not a lie, as such Fafner let him out of his cage as his punishment has been decided. Soda didn't expect to be chained to a heavy metal ball, trying his best to drag it on. Although he ponders questioning why doesn't she trust him, Fafner didn't pay this in mind as Soda stated of not running away, asking for the chains to be taken off, although Fafner clearly stated it's a rule for him. Fafner saw the situation and decided to help him out, shocking Soda as he called her super, being surprised as to how she easily lifts something so heavy. Although this was the norm for the even in their trainings, Soda praises her for being awesome as the captain of the Dragon Corps, making her happy and full of pride as her tail wagged. As Soda enters the Demon King's castle, he noticed looking out the window that the whole castle is dim and dark, not being able to tell if it's daytime or afternoon. Fafnir explains that unlike the human land, the demon world is covered in thick clouds and the sunlight doesn't reach. Shortly after they arrive to Soda's room, as from now on he will have to work here as her servant. Soda questions this, wondering why. The Demon King and her ultimately decided to keep him close, as it would be convenient for her to keep an eye on him as her servant. Assigned with various tasks, he suddenly noticed something in the room which caught his eye. Soda decided to pick up a book. Shocked this discovery, he thought he could try reading and understand more about this world, although the letters are from this world which he didn't understood a single bit. But surprisingly, an image of a woman, which looks like the manager in Earth that had sent him to another world. Fafnir pointed out her name is Sage Nostra, which he questions if she's famous. She describes Sage Nostra as an extraordinary being with a massive magical powers, as she could utilize this by traveling across multiple worlds. Due to her unpredictable nature, very few people only have seen her true form, as there are countless myths about her that have been passed down through generations, which she left an ancient prophecy behind stated when the world falls into disaster due to war, summoned hero will arrive to save the world. Soda finally understood that his manager was from another world with exceptional image. Fafnir is proud, as they easily conquered the place where the hero was summoned, claiming to be victorious. Although Soda is nervous, as this is again a close-up encounter with the opposite sex, claiming that Fafnir smells good and is mesmerized by her long eyelashes, admitting that it's his first time he has seen such a cute person so closely, which made him tremble. Fafnir questions what does he have in mind, but unbeknownst to him, Soda accidentally places his hands on her breasts, claiming it's like touching the marshmallows of a pregnant woman, which Fafnir suddenly became flustered as. Soda begs for apology towards the situation. She pointed out that he deliberately did this on purpose. Although he denies this as a woman, she fires back that he discriminates on touching demons. Soda suddenly shouted that she is such a cute girl, prompting him to act like that near her, which obviously shocked Fafnir at this point, stunning him with the Riz words. She suddenly raised her battle axe towards him, which made Soda feared his life, as he got scolded, asking him not to say that towards her. But suddenly they are interrupted as the lights go out. The sudden blackout is caused by the lamp running out of oil. Soda, on the other hand, thought this was a good opportunity, having the perfect item for this situation, as he also noticed her likability level went down towards him, and it's the perfect opportunity to raise this. Although she's not a girl who he can easily win over, he decided to shoot his shot anyways and summon a glowing light of ball, making Fafnir taken by surprise. This light is made by Soda's little version, drawing it for his mother on Mother's Day, as he hears all the complain that she couldn't hang out the laundry during its rainy seasons, making it convenient for her. Soda showcased this item being used for thick atmosphere like the demon world. Lighting up brightly, Fafnir piqued her interest in this item, finding this item strange, as she never had any experience seeing this close to sunlight, even though it's not the real thing. Being mesmerized by the sunlight, Soda awaits for her full reaction. She finds this fluffy and squishy, which Soda couldn't believe. She finds too much joy being so defenseless. Seemingly, she looks like a reptile sunbathing that reminds him when he worked part-time at a pet shop, remembering his manager words that reptiles need sunlight to maintain their health and vitality, thinking that Fafnir may be related to that. Soda wonders if Fafnir feels anything. She pointed out that her feelings get depressed lately. Soda pointed out it's not depression but feeling of tiredness, indicating that the sun doesn't come out much in the demon world, as the sun helps produce nutrients needed for the body, boosting her immunity and relieve stress. Fafnir doesn't understand his words fully, but all she knows it sounds good. He suddenly noticed Fafnir sweating so much because of the heat, as he tried explaining it, boosting her metabolism, suggesting to do it completely without clothes. She suddenly took all of her clothing in front of him, shocking Soda in the process. He questions Fafnir's actions, but she implied that she's only following his information, as she also explains to not show subordinates any signs of illness or inadequacy to the Demon King, which she prepares to become stronger physically and mentally, asking to be given more light. As Soda raised the sun near her, she started feeling weird, as the warmth spread through her, making her feel good. Soda, on the other hand, closed his eyes, listening to her words, as he is currently put in a serious situation where he doesn't have a choice of refusing. He chose to bear it and go along with her, although his focus went somewhere else as he opened his eyes. Fafnir is becoming more naughty, wanting to ask more warmth. Her complaints soon became more aggressive, which Soda apologizes and understood on focusing giving her warmth he maximizes. The output, making Fafnir tremble in heat, making the surroundings filled with steam almost like a sauna. He questions if this is enough to serve her Fafnir and what more he should do to make her happy. After a while, he stopped, which Fafnir is defenseless, wetting herself in the bed, which Soda is fine about it as he plans to lick the sweat afterwards when she left. He quickly found an item for the problem, absorbing the water as he serviced her back. Upon touching her skin, the excess sweat and water immediately became gone in an instant, giving her a sense of relief. Feeling amazing, he turned towards Soda, which he looks like he aged 100 years old and became an old man, showcasing being sucked dry. The story about this item is he used to wet his bed as to why this creation is made. After recovering, Fafnir feels as if her body is reborn. Soda, on the other hand, is pleased as Fafnir's likability towards him increased. Fafnir, though, finds the situation on a human, once again solving her problem, which she quickly realized something as she found a perfect job befitting a servant, asking him to immediately open his shop, as his items would be perfect in helping demons. Soda thought this was a bad idea considering it's all demons and he's human. He only suggested introducing his items through Fafnir. Fafnir questions as to why she would do so, only for Soda to point out that she is his first demon customer he met as a human, although he won't force her. But Fafnir thought about this, giving in the decision mutually, although she can't make promises. Fafnir bids farewell, going back to her room, explaining that her room is next door, asking to not be woken up for simple things. Soda ponders he wants to improve her likability, but unexpectedly got physically close to one another. As Fafnir was walking in the hallway, still happy about the item she got, she suddenly got hold behind on her honkers, suddenly being angry about the encounter. We are then introduced to a bunny-eared complimenting Fafnir's great marshmallows.